Hi, my name's Paul McDonald. I work in the media team in the Learning Design and Teaching Innovation Unit at the University of Newcastle, our version of a Centre for Teaching and Learning. At its simplest, our mandate is to help make courses effective, enriching experiences for students. I'm a visual learner, so I'll use a clumsy analogy to explain how we do this. Imagine a house. That's our finished video. It's a tiny house because we know students like short videos. Inside it lives the content. The content wants a cosy, bespoke house to call its own. Before we start building, we do the important check of our planning codes. These are the pedagogical frameworks that inform what we should build and why. That sounds lofty, but in practice it just involves me conducting a regular literature survey for relevant studies, comparing the findings to some internal studies and metrics, and then absorbing these learnings into our practice. My go-to researchers in the field are Mayer, Garrison, Gua, and the teams they work with. Together, they lay out some wonderfully informative principles that shape our concept of what a good video needs to be an effective learning tool. Moving on, the raw building materials are our production resources. Under face-to-face operation, these are our studios. We've built them to be versatile spaces. They can record everything from interviews to lightboards to green screens. During remote learning, we extended these resources to include anything at hand: tablets, phones, lapels, mics, a white wall, whatever. To make the house, we consider the needs of the content, our pedagogical framework, and the resources at hand to hopefully make a really great resource for students. So informed by this process, we took a range of approaches on ancient Greece and myths of the ancient Greek world. We began with high production value introductory videos shot on green screen. Our team informally calls these hero videos. We try and include at least a couple in each course if possible. They're labour intensive, but establish educator presence up front in an engaging manner. As we exist in an attention economy, they also signal to students that the course content is worthy of their attention. The green screen is also a powerful tool to situate the lecture in an environment and directly critique and reference third-party content. Another format we used in the Greek myth course was our lightboard. As a teaching tool, they're wonderful at translating the experience of watching a lecture in the classroom to the online environment. You get all that good stuff connected to eye contact and body language cues, as well as the progressive reveal of content. We have internal quantitative and qualitative research which demonstrates Lightboard is both popular with students and an effective learning tool. The third major production format we used across both courses was the more conventional PowerPoint or Zoom presentation. This style is the bread and butter of many of our courses. They're a familiar format for most teaching staff. They're quick and easy for us to produce, and they can be recorded in one of our purpose-built studios or at home. They're also pedagogically the most risky format, with the temptation to hide unseen behind a wall of written text which is read out verbatim. To combat this, I encourage the use of a picture-in-picture camera feed or full-screen introduction to maintain educator presence, the use of a stylus or annotation tools, and media-rich content to reinforce the learnings. Midway through the course runs, at about the week 6 mark, we entered a 3-month statewide lockdown in response to a COVID outbreak. That threw a wrench in studio production, but the teaching team pivoted wonderfully to the new situation. We workshopped ways to achieve similar engaging outcomes using available resources. A few of the highlights from these for me were improvising a green screen using a Zoom virtual background, using a tablet and a phone camera to simulate a digital version of the lightboard. The costuming was a scene-setting bonus, and depicting one of history's most epic battles using a gaming engine. Coming back to the house analogy, over the 2 courses we created 98 bespoke little video homes for the content. Each was tailored to the message and learning outcomes. Most were efficient to produce, a few weren't, but were worth the effort. On completion, our courses all got scored by students to create a quality of learning experience value. Both courses registered improvements over recent previous course runs. The Myth of the Ancient Greek World course in particular scored exceptionally well, with over 70% of students rating the course excellent. And the video stats I've seen are equally strong, with engagement metrics much higher than the school average. Of course, none of this would be possible without the buy-in from the ancient history teaching team. They've been amazing in rolling with the changes. They were open to new approaches, humoured all my requests, and most importantly, weren't afraid to ask if XYZ was possible. The result is 2 engaging courses taught under very challenging circumstances, and a whole raft of tools which we can deploy on future courses. Thank you for your time.